Hi Raider fans, I'm Molly Sealing.
And I'm Casey Sealing.
Our family owns 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach, and we are proud supporters of Northwest Florida basketball.
This season, when the Raiders score big, you win big. Anytime Northwest Florida's men's or women's basketball team scores 98 points or more, we'll give you 50% off your meal the next day.
Remember, the 50% off deal is good for the next business day only. So be loud, Raider Arena, and help our team soar to victory. We'll see you at 98 Barbecue.
Go Raiders!
Hi Raider fans, we hope you're enjoying the game. Don't forget, before you make your next trip to Raider Arena, to stop by the on-campus bookstore and gear up in some great Northwest Florida apparel. From t-shirt and hoodies, polos, hats, pullovers, and more, the Barnes & Noble bookstore located in Building 410 has you covered. And Raider Club members, we have a treat for you. This year, Raider Club members get 10% off any merchandise purchase. Also, if you can't wait to get your new Raider gear, stop by the concession stand located behind the Raider Club section for a selection of Northwest Florida apparel available on game days.
Northwest Florida fans, follow us on social media for updates, news, scores, and all things Raider athletics. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and stay connected to your favorite Raider programs. Also, don't forget to visit nwfraiders.com for the most up-to-date information surrounding Northwest Florida athletics.
Fresh Start for Children and Families is proud to bring back to the Emerald Coast its signature event, the Mardi Gras Ball, on February 8, 2020 at the Emerald Coast Convention Center. Don't miss this exciting party. For more information or to buy tickets, go to www.freshstartfl.com.
Welcome, fans, to Raider Arena on the campus of Northwest Florida State College. Tonight's matchup features the Gulf Coast State Commodores and your Northwest Florida State Raiders.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here into Niceville, Florida, Raider Arena here on the campus of Northwest Florida State College as we get set for some Panhandle Conference basketball. The Northwest Florida State Raiders and the Gulf Coast Commodores here, a big rematch in the women's division. Two teams tied for the top of the conference right now. I'm Jake Mitchell. Joining me, Dirk Dunbar, former player, spent time at Central Michigan, spent time overseas. You had sons that played here, so you know this atmosphere well. You know basketball well, and this is a huge game tonight, so we're excited to have you in with us, Dirk.
Appreciate that, Jay. Should be fun.
Absolutely. So a matchup of two teams tied in the conference, and the big storyline tonight, number 12, Alana Smith of the Commodores. Last time we were here, she tore the Raiders up. Yeah. She suffered an injury. She's going to be sitting out tonight. So no Alana Smith, a big advantage for the Raiders tonight in what is a really pivotal conference game.
Absolutely. She has so much talent. She signed with Louisville, and you're right, she tore us up. And but they're deep. This is a talented squad, and we're going to have to play our best.
Absolutely. So as the starting lineups get introduced here, the Raiders getting set to come out, and some interesting numbers, and a player that it feels like if you join us for several broadcasts, then I feel like a broken record here, but you just can't deny it. Raven Peoples for the Raiders is the key. She's the centerpiece of that team. Right now she ranks first in the region, 8th nationally, shooting 64%. And we were talking before the game, Dirk, and we kind of came to the agreement that this is a really good Raider team, and all of the pieces, when they come together, they're bigger than the sum of the parts. But at the end of the day, when Raven Peoples is working, that's when this team is really working. Talk about her a little bit and the impact she has on this team, offensively and defensively.
Well, she's a cornerstone, and she needs to get the ball. If things go through her, opportunities are created because she's such a force, and she is a great defensive player too. She blocks the middle. She is a really good rebounder. So you can't say enough about her. She's a given for first team all-conference. And I wouldn't be surprised to see gets some all-state, even all-American nods in one way or another.
So we get set here for a game, and keep in mind again that the Commodores missing their key player. Their starting five tonight looks like this. Number 42, Naomi Bondu getting the start. Number 10, Leah Farsi. She kind of runs that offense for the Commodores. Number 30, Tatiana Jones in there. And then number 34, Savannah Slade, the sophomore out of Freeport, Florida. Desa Gregg as well, the forward center, number 44, getting the start. For the Raiders, it's number 10, Shania Pintu. Number 21, Raven Peoples. We spent some time talking about her. Number 5, Kennedy Kirkendall. And number 24, Renisha Payton. And another part of this team, those last two names that I mentioned, Kennedy Kirkendall and Renisha Payton, they're such a spark plug for this team. They are the energy players on this team. And as we saw on Wednesday, they can kind of be the spark that gets this team rolling.
Yeah, everybody's got to love Renisha, but she is a spark plug. She can get into the lane really often, creates things for her teammates, and she's got a really sweet shot too.
So as we get set for tip-off, and one note, if you'll notice when the ball goes to the basket, to your left, the viewers, there's an extra basket sitting in the corner. We've had some shot clock, some clock malfunctions on the basket that they will be shooting on that main basket. So as kind of a quick fix, we've brought in a shot clock, a scoreboard there to kind of sit in the corner and serve as the clock and the shot clock for these teams. So an interesting wrinkle tonight, but we get rolling here with the Raiders starting off offensively and kind of working that ball around the perimeter, looking inside and seeing what they can find. Peyton's going to take it inside, but deflected by the Commodores, so it'll remain with the Raiders as we get going. Just 30 seconds now into this huge, huge Panhandle Conference game.
Yes.
Kirkendall dishes over to Peyton. Peyton going to pull up from the corner late in the shot clock. She's no good. Pintu gathers the rebound, though. And Sembine gives to Kirkendall as we reset now. 12 on the shot clock. Pintu left wing. Takes the Sembine screen. She'll go all the way, and she's no good, but a whistle there.
Nice drive. Forceful. Time running out.
So she draws the foul. She'll shoot two, and the free throw line for both Raider teams, the men and the women, has been a huge story all season. For the women, a positive one. They've shot very well from the line this year.
It's two different stories. There's been games the women have won and games the men have lost on the free throw line.
So she nails the first, and our first points of this one come with 9:12 remaining in the quarter. pressure from the Raiders here early on in this one. Dish to Slade, now over to Tatiana Jones. Farsi now resets the offense. Gregg pulls up, she's no good, but Jones gathers the rebound and just slipped underneath the two Raiders there and got the bucket.
Went for the ball, didn't box out.
Kennedy Kirkendall brings it up for the Raiders. Gives to her backcourt teammate, Peyton, who hands to Peoples now. Pinto working on the left. She goes up and a travel there, so Raiders lose possession.
Yep. Good idea, but a little more control.
Farsi breaking the defensive pressure. She'll take all the way and dish to Gregg now at the right wing. Gregg pulls up from mid-range. Just long, but she gets her own rebound. Now out to Farsi. Farsi working on a couple of Raider defenders. Jones gathers. Jones takes it up. Jones, a nice basket. Back-to-back buckets for Jones.
Yeah. Got to box out. Didn't give him second, third opportunities.
Couple of possessions in a row now that Tatiana Jones and, just a slight overthrow there from Kirkendall, but looked like Peoples had to if they would have connected on that pass.
Yeah, that's for sure. She would have put a little more air under it.
Gregg will inbound for the Commodores. She throws the football pass over top to Farsi, and Farsi ahead of Kirkendall. Farsi connects on the two, so an early 6-2 lead for the Commodores.
That was well played.
Kirkendall will bring it up for the Raiders.
Both teams sticking with man-to-man.
Pinto no good there. Another difficult attempt from her and not able to connect on that one. Slade back to Farsi, and Farsi resetting once again. Now Gregg. It's a patient offense. They look for something that they like. Leah Farsi going to take all the way now. No good there is Leah Farsi. Looks like the ball will remain down here, though, with the Commodores.
They've gotten extra opportunities every single play down the floor. Box out and grab the ball.
Desa Gregg will inbound.
Good defense.
Farsi working. She'll pull up from deep. No good there is Farsi. She was short. Sembine gathers the rebound, and Raiders look to counter. Renisha Payton from the left wing. She's no good. People's fighting for that rebound, but goes out of bounds, and ball going to go to Gulf Coast.
It could have gone either way there.
Leah Farsi working around the top of the key. She gives to Bondu at the right wing, who looks down low. Tatiana Jones working on Peoples. Jones no good there. Sembine goes down, and
that's 2 big rebounds for her. She does a lot of the hard work for the Raiders, Sembine. She's a team player and picks up a tough defensive assignment every game.
Seems like Sembine is always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
When it comes to the loose balls. Salas working now off the Sembine screen. She takes short corner blocked by a combination of Naomi Bondu and Savannah Slade for the Commodores. Leah Farsi now. Stolen by Kennedy Kirkendall. Kirkendall going to take it all the way herself. No good, but Peoples there to clean up the garbage. And Raven Peoples, her first bucket of the game.
And our first second chance opportunity, too. It's important.
Substitutions for the Commodores. Number 31, Fatou Bagate checks in. She'll inbound the basketball to Leah Farsi and see what the Commodores can come up with here to counter that big Raider basket. Desa Gregg, top of the key. Leah Farsi now with the ball.
Push off there. Got away with one.
Loose ball there, stolen by Raven Peoples. A nice play there, and Salas working. She looks, decides not to go to Renisha Payton down court, but now ball worked all the way over to Payton, who pumps, and she'll take all the way. Renisha Payton, a nice reverse layup there.
Sweet. Good use of the left hand there.
Just able to sneak between the two taller defenders and get the two there. This game brought level with 4:30 remaining in this first period.
Kind of what we expected, right, Jay?
Just a back and forth game. No one able to pull away yet here in the early going. A nice play there by Peoples and stolen away by Payton, but appeared that Raven Peoples might have stepped out of bounds there, so ball will remain with the Commodores. So Peoples checks out.
She won't sit long now. She's been working hard.
Shania Pinto playing down low, by the way, in the position that Peoples was. Nothing there. Crowd wants a whistle, but Desa Gregg stolen by Sembine. And now the fast break for the Raiders. Thrown up by Renisha Payton. Pinto goes and gets it. Pinto, the two there. So a nice transition bucket, and the Raiders take the lead.
There was a chance he passed, but it worked out.
Tiana Hutchinson, number 21, checked in for the Commodores. She's got the basketball now. Takes the screen. She'll pull up from the left wing. She's no good. Tatiana Jones tries to save it, but no luck there, and the Raiders will regain possession as they start to gain momentum in this one.
Yeah, nice box out by Pinto there.
Laura Taylor checks in for the Raiders. She catches the ball right wing. She's guarded by Gregg. Over to Sembine. Cross court, Salas in the corner. She'll kick to Kirkendall with the left wing. Kennedy Kirkendall no good. Rebound unable to contain it is Gabby Salas, and ball will change hands.
Well played though, nice passing, good look at the three. Put people in rebounding position.
Hutchinson working, crossing half court. Naomi Bondu now with the basketball. She's guarded by Laura Taylor.
Good help and recover.
Left wing as the three attempt from Desa Gregg, but it's no good. 15 on the shot clock. Hutchinson loses it. And a backcourt violation. So a nice defensive possession by the Raiders there.
Absolutely.
Kennedy Kirkendall. 2:20 remaining here in this first period. Raiders with the 2-point lead. Taylor kicks to Kirkendall. Back to Taylor now. Sembine. Handoff to Salas. Salas looking, she picked up her dribble there and had to get out of it. Taylor in the corner. Laura Taylor, no good.
Sabine, right place. That could have been a foul there. I thought she got hit.
The Taylor three-pointer was way off. May have been a hand on it there. Went behind the backboard.
So. Yes.
Think
she had to rush it too, but I think somebody did touch it.
Hutchinson running the offense for the Commodores with Farsi on the bench. Renisha Payton getting ready to check back in for the Raiders. Savannah Slade, top of the key. Now Desa Gregg at the right wing. Hutchinson guarded by Kirkendall. Gregg pulls up from the right wing. She's to the left. Gathered there by Naomi Bondu, and Hutchinson will pull up again. She's short that time.
Sembine, another rebound.
Fast break for the Raiders. Sembine to Taylor.
Play.
Taylor converts the easy fast break layup.
There you go again. Sembine in the right place, the right time.
Just an easy dish there in the 2-on-1 fast break transition for the Raiders, and they now lead by 4. Over a minute remaining in the first quarter of play here. A travel there by Naomi Bondu, and the Raiders regain possession and continue to just build their momentum.
Yeah, you got to grind this one. It's a defensive battle. Sabine getting a breather. She's got 4 rebounds. She's doing a good job.
Scoreboard balance for the Raiders in this one. 4 for Pintu, 2 for Taylor, 2 for Peoples, and 2 for Payton. Taylor looking, she finds Renisha Payton, who gives to Kirkendall, back to Payton. She pumps, she takes, dishes out to Laura Taylor. Laura Taylor no good there. Chasing for the rebounder, Peoples and Farsi. Peoples is the one who comes away with it. Renisha Payton now just over 30 seconds. Renisha Payton, she is good there from the right wing. Renisha Payton out of Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
She's truly this offensive spark plug. She's gotten in the lane 3 times. Nice to see her knock down to 3.
And she's the hometown player too, so always a little extra juice in the arena when she makes a bucket. 3, 2, 1 remaining. Oh, bucket right there.
Let him go back.
Time expires.
Coach Walker does not like that.
Got that one up with, looked like she released it with maybe a full second on the clock, and then time expires as it goes through the basket. So first quarter 13-8, kind of back and forth. Raiders with a big run and a lot of momentum there, but 5 points feels like a lot just because this game's so important, so big, so much of a chess match that's back and forth. But you got to really love that first quarter for the Raiders there. What to you were the keys for them gaining that 5-point lead in that period?
We started boxing out. We got a lot more rebounds, and we even got a couple second chance buckets that we put in. I think teamwork's good. We're patient, moving the ball around. Both teams are. The offenses they're getting up good shots. So if we can keep that up, boxing out, I'd like to see us run a little bit more. To be honest with you, get a couple. We had Sembine got that rebound, had the layup on the fast break. We could do that a little bit more.
Yeah, those fast break buckets were a big part of that run that the Raiders went on, and shooting right now fairly middle of the road right now, 35% for the Raiders, 28%. But kind of the key, and this one works out perfectly, it's a 5-point ball game right now. Points off turnovers, 9 for the Raiders, 4 for the Commodores. So a 5-point advantage in points off turnovers. That's the difference in this one right now. And really, it was those transition buckets that gave the Raiders the lead in that first period.
Yeah, we're 1 for 5. The Commodores are 0 for 5. So that one that Renisha hit was big.
Northwest Florida State Raiders, Gulf Coast Commodores, a huge Panhandle Conference game. These teams tied for first place right now, so the winner will gain full possession of the lead in this oh-so competitive conference. A miss there from the Commodores.
And again, we limit them to one shot. Nice move.
Wide open lane for Shania Pinto, and it rolls in there. So Pinto takes advantage of the hole in the defense and gets the nice roll at the end. Hutchinson drives baseline, pulls back. Now Savannah Slade, guarded by Peoples. One thing Commodore's doing right now, bringing Savannah Slade out to the perimeter, which clears Raven Peoples out of the middle. So the Commodores have kind of taken Peoples out of the game defensively, at least early on in this one.
And you know that's on purpose, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a lot of putting Slade at the top of the key and having her pass to quicker perimeter players who may be cutting into the defense. That listen, Shania Pinto and Fapu Sem being great defenders, but no one quite can equal what Raven Peoples does defensively in the way that she can protect the rim for the Raiders.
Yeah. She's a great force with help side.
So Kirkendall takes a seat. Salas checked in for the Raiders.
It was a solid effort by Kirkendall.
Oh, loses it there, slips to Salas. Jump ball and possession arrow.
Raiders.
Stays with the Raiders.
But I'd like to see us get it inside to Peoples here.
So a timeout for the Commodores there after a slip there from Salas and a tie-up. EmeraldCoastTV.com. Want to welcome you into our broadcast here again, Raider Arena, Niceville, Florida. Reminder, you can get us EmeraldCoastTV.com. You can get us on Facebook at Emerald Coast TV, the YouTube channel, as well as the Roku app and the Fire TV app. So plenty of places to find Emerald Coast TV, whether you want Raider games, Panhandle Conference, basketball action, or we've got some other stuff in the works. Me and Rob Brown got some plans in terms of programming coming up. We called the game on Wednesday. So again, exciting stuff at Emerald Coast TV. Be sure to check us out at all those places you see on your screen there. As we get rolling here, 9 minutes in, I'm Jake Mitchell. 9 minutes into the second period, or 1 minute in, excuse me. I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar. Is a 6-point lead for the Raiders in just an extremely important Panhandle Conference matchup. And right now the Raiders with a slim lead, but Leah Farsi's checked back into this one. Bondu's checked back into this one. So Raiders went on a run, and we're right back into the thick of things now in the second period.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's good basketball. Very fundamental.
Pinto over to Peyton. No good from Peyton there. Hutchinson gathers, and Raven Peoples there in a tie-up. And I think the notable thing about that possession is the Renisha Peyton shot goes up, and as you're looking to see who's going to get the rebound there, you've got 3 white jerseys standing right underneath the basket. Yes. Commodore's not blocking out right now.
That's right. That's the shift. They started off getting the offensive rebounds, the Commodores, and now it's kind of shifted gears here.
Yeah, Jones had 2 or 3 buckets in the first few minutes of this one due to a lack of boxing out, and now the Raiders taking advantage. Pinto on the fast break, no good. Peyton follows up, but the whistle on the Pinto attempt. So
there's that fast break.
Pinto will go to the line. Raiders 2 of 2 early on. Just 2 free throw attempts in that first period.
And she made the first 2. Let's see her do it again. Got a really nice looking shot. She's got that gooseneck follow through. I think you're right, Jay. These people mesh, these players mesh so well together.
2 of 2 there, so still 100% are the Raiders from the free throw line. Tiana Hutchinson inside to Tatiana Jones. She kicks to Bondu, who will pull up from the left wing. And
oh, no.
a foul there on Shania Pinto. So three free throws for Naomi Bondu here. A key mistake there from the Raiders.
Key mistake. And the foul did not impact the shot, so it was just unnecessary. As usual, Coach Walker talking to the refs. He works him over pretty good. We're lucky to have him back. He's a great coach.
Chance for this team to grab sole possession of first place here in the Panhandle Conference. It's a huge Saturday night game, a huge Saturday around the sport of college basketball, so we thank you for joining us here tonight. Shania Pinto, pressure from the Commodores. Salas, she's going to pull up from the left wing. Gabby Salas, no good there. Tatiana Jones goes up and gets that rebound. The Commodores in transition now. We'll see. 5-point game. Desa Gregg from the top of the key, no good. Look at Renisha Payton going up and putting in work on the boards. Shortest player on the court grabbing a rebound, and she's tripped up there. .735 remaining in this one, 17-12. The score, Raiders leading in this one. Second quarter of action. No good there. Tatiana Jones gathers the rebound, and Jones. She got in the middle of three Raiders and just put that one back. So a nice play by Jones to make this one a 3-point game. And then an effort play there by Desa Gregg, who almost able to complete the steal. So right as it looks like the Raiders starting to pull away, you've got a couple of key plays there from the Commodores, including that Tatiana Jones bucket right under the basket.
That's huge for them. Yeah, you were right. She was very physical. We had her boxed out. She just overpowered, and then to get it up.
And also a little jawing between Peoples and Jones after the basket. So that's a battle I would keep my eye on down low. There they are again. Jones winning again. She deflects the ball away. Whistle there, though. Foul on the Commodores.
Need a bucket here.
Momentum starting to swing to the side of the Commodores, so this could be a key possession in the early goings of this one. Pinto over to Taylor, tipped away by Gregg, regathered by Pinto though. Now Laura Taylor, 5 on the shot clock. Payton. Renisha Payton, nothing there, no rim, so a shot clock violation.
Tell you what, Jay, they're really physical with Peoples underneath there. They are giving help side, they're bumping her pretty hard. They're switching defenders on her.
The mission here for the Commodores has really been take Peoples out of the game as much as possible. And they've done a relatively good job of that here early on, still trailing, but Tatiana Jones inside, she overshot that one, but she gets her own rebound. Gregg from the left wing. Desa Gregg is good, and this one's a tie ball game now.
Certainly a game of swings, isn't it?
Hands to Payton. Now Raven Peoples working on Jones on the perimeter. This battle not confined to the paint. Peoples now, she'll take.
And one.
And one, as you are right. Raven Peoples there. took the pass in the short corner and then just drove it inside and converted the two with the foul from Jones there.
Nice play by Fatu. Simbin got in the lane, nice little bounce pass. Good finish. It's a big bucket. We got to get her going in this one.
Well, you see kind of the adjustment there. Instead of just posting her up, they gave it to her in the short corner and had her dribble past Jones. That seemed to work, so we'll see if the Raiders utilize that strategy more often here, trying to get Peoples going. Driving baseline is Greg. Farsi cuts inside. Beautiful cut, but a nice block by Renisha Payton. Picked off by Naomi Bondu, though. She'll pull up from the right corner, and she banks it in. Naomi Bondu.
I know she didn't call that one.
She didn't call it, and you could see the smile on her face as she ran past us here at the broadcast position. She knew she got away with one there. Laura Taylor dribbling around Peoples, and it's stolen there. Bagate, she's working now with Bondu, but a double dribble, so a mistake there by the Commodores and what looked like a sure chance to get 2 points.
I'll tell you what, Bagati is all over Peoples. She is fronting, bumping, side to side. And Peoples has got some size on her. I'd still try to get it into her. I think I would try to see if the refs maybe force them to make a call or two, because it's extraordinarily physical underneath.
See a look there at the Commodore sideline, and again, one of the key storylines of this one, you see Alana Smith there standing to the right with the black shoes and the full sweatsuit. She's the Louisville commit who just kind of ripped up the Raider defense earlier this season when these two teams played here.
Yeah, she was fun to watch at our expense.
Oh, absolutely.
But she's done that to a number of teams. There's no doubt about that.
And she suffered an injury, so she'll be...
But she'll be back next game.
Yeah, she'll be inactive in this one, though, and it's tough as a player to miss a game this big, but if you're the Raiders, you got to be thankful that you're missing the opponent's best player in a spot like this one.
And we need to take advantage of it, too.
A lot of the damage that Smith did in that last game was through the air, was through the jump shot, a lot of the three ball. So Commodores do look a little less versatile offensively in this game, and still effective, still a tie ball game here. But
Smith can always create her own shots.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. And because she can do that, she'll create it for other people. And then they kick it back to her, and she'll knock down the three, too. So, but I like her chances here.
So 20-20, 4:45 remaining in this second period. This huge Panhandle Conference game. Shania Pinto working on Simbin.
I think you're better off going to the wing and trying to get a bounce pass into her. They've held her to 2 shots, Peoples. So they are doing a good job.
Inside Jones.
Good help side, Pinto.
Peoples with the rebound, and Kirkendall will bring it up. Raiders just 1 of 7 so far from 3 in this game. Not able to shoot the deep ball, and that's one part of their game that they'd like to get a little more effective at. Inside to Peoples now. 6 on the shot clock, kick to Kirkendall. She'll work inside. Now Pinto way overshoots that one. Tatiana Jones gathers the board there, and Commodores in transition.
I think Raven's got to force the issue a little bit. When she's down there low, one-on-one, she's hard to stop.
Desa Gregg, right wing, she'll pull up. Gregg no good to the left.
Box out.
Rebound, Jones in the short corner. Jones no good there. Peoples gathers the rebound. And a whistle there on Jones. So a second foul on a player in Tatiana Jones, who is part of really the key matchup in this one. 32% for the Commodores from the field, 37% for the Raiders. So both teams shooting in the 30s, would like to convert on a few more of these buckets. 3:15 remaining in this one, still a 20-20 ball game. Both defenses playing well. Renisha Payton, she'll pull up from the top of the key.
Yes.
She nails it. Nothing but net from Renisha Payton.
That's a big one.
Just gave her a ton of space on that three, and she recognized it and just pulled up. Bondu looking to counter, and she does from the corner. So trading threes for these two teams. Laura Taylor, left wing, she thought about it for a second. Payton cuts inside, a nice cut, but she loses it, and the ball will go to the Commodores.
I'm sure Raven wishes she had that one back. She kind of forced that pass in there.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. Peoples and Payton kind of trying to figure out what they wanted to do and not able to convert there. Gregg gonna pull up from the left wing. Peoples with the hand in the face, and nice play by Renisha Payton. Or no, looked like ball will stay with the Commodores. My mistake.
Well, I don't think the ref actually meant to blow the whistle. I think she was thinking it was going to go out of bounds and give it to the Raiders. But
so just 2:18 away from halftime in this one. 23-all is the count.
yes,
Whistle there on number 31, Bagati, the freshman out of Paris, France. So ball will return to the Raiders.
she's a feisty player.
Again, if you're just joining us and you see that extra backboard in the corner there as a miss from the Raiders in transition from the Commodores, but some shot clock malfunctions with the clock on the top of the bucket on the left side of the court. So just brought in an extra one, stuck that clock right in the corner there. So unique situation. Savannah Slade from the top of the key. She's no good. Sembine goes up and gets the rebound. Working in transition. Kirkendall up to Taylor. Taylor inside to Peoples. Peoples can't hang on to it, and Gregg intercepts it. Bagati was working in there. She'll shoot 2 for the Commodores. Let me ask you, I mentioned the clock in the corner and kind of the unique situation we've got on the left side of your screen if you're watching with us in this one. How much of a distraction to you is that as a player? If looking to the corner as opposed to on top of the basket, how mindful, how many times do you glance up at the shot clock? What's kind of how do you approach that as a player?
I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal because it is up high and it is in the, I mean, there are certain times, especially if the shot clock's going down and you have to put something up right away, it's better to see it right above the basket. But that would probably be the only instance where you really miss it.
Kirkendall crossing half court.
There's the bounce pass.
Now Taylor off the Sembine screen. Back, oh, almost picked off by Farsi. Kirkendall recovers. Now finds Taylor in the corner. Taylor works inside to Peoples.
And they double cover and she still goes at it.
Slade got a hand on it and on that first attempt, but a whistle there on, looked like another one on Bagati, so a couple of fouls there back to back. And now for the Commodores, you've had instances where Jones has gotten fouled back to back. You've had instances where Bagati has been fouled back to back, so some foul trouble for the Commodores early on.
Really good because Bagati's done a really good job on Peoples. Frustrated a bit, but that's what I was talking about. She needs to force the issue. Get to the line. There's nothing like a shooter getting a couple free throws down to get your confidence back and start forcing the issue.
And she's a center. She's a 5 that can shoot free throws. She doesn't have any trouble from the line, and I'm glad I didn't.
Just like that. Yeah, you usually do, yeah. But she can take, 18-foot shots outside, too.
Farsi over to Bondu. Quick pass to Greg. Kirkendall, Peyton went all the way up, and Greg took advantage of that. So 2 points there for the Commodores.
Nice move by 2 of our players.
Anisha Payton. She'll take it all the way in the middle. Kicks to Pinto. No good, and offensive foul there.
Looked like it was pretty close to being in the inside of the white line there.
So 25 seconds remaining in this half. Just a 1-point game. Sole possession of top spot in the Panhandle Conference is on the line right now. Farsi looking for Bondu. 5 now on the clock. Farsi 3. Kick to Slade. A shot clock violation there. So a big mistake there from the Commodores in a situation where you've got a chance to get a bucket up and not let Northwest Florida counter with anything, but now you get no basket and the Raiders have 1.8 to at least throw something up there. So no good on the desperation heave as we reach halftime. A 1-point lead for the Commodores as we get set to go into halftime in this game that, again, is so important in the Panhandle Conference. We're 20 minutes in, 20 minutes to go. What do you see as the biggest takeaways from that first half, Dirk?
I think, Jay, this is exactly what we expected. It is a grind. The defense is primary. Both teams are playing really tough. Help siding, they're even bothering the threes, accounting for the pretty poor shooting percentage all the way around. I think a key here where I've seen the shifts in the game is when the teams box out, hold the other team to a single shot, and then when we are getting our second shots, what we did, we got a little run. If we could get out and fast break a little bit more, get a couple more buckets that way. And I still think we need to get Peoples the ball. We need to get her to, she's got a couple people in semi-foul trouble, and when she does force the issue, I think we'll be better off.
Absolutely. So 25-26, Commodores lead by 1 in this one. We'll rejoin you for the second half in this pivotal Panhandle Conference game right here on Emerald Coast TV. Back in just a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back in here. Halftime, getting set to start up this second half. 26-25 to score. The Commodores of Gulf Coast lead this one by a single point. Again, getting set for the second half. 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes to go, and a huge game that the winner is going to gain first place, sole possession of first place in this Panhandle Conference. And Raiders looking for a big win against the top Commodores team that has their top star out. So I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar as we come back in here for this second half. And Dirk, what do you think of the keys for the Raiders here as we get going in this second half?
We have to box out. We have to help side. We have to get the ball into Raven. We're looking right now. They're doubling her though, off the ball. But if we make the proper adjustments that I'm sure that Coach Walker has put on in halftime, we'll be fine. I expect the shooting percentages to go up a little bit too.
Yeah, 35% for the Raiders, 31% for the Commodores. Pinto, nice cut inside working on two Commodores. She can't get it to go. Sembine gathers the rebound though. Sembine gets it to roll in.
There we go.
Also, 22% from the three-point line are the Raiders, 25 are the Commodores. So the only real positive number you can look at is both teams shooting well from the free throw line, especially the Raiders. 7 of 7 there in that first half. Naomi Bondu misses her first 3 of the game. She was 2 of 2 in that first half from behind the line.
Oh, take that. Nice pass. So Sembine hit their first bucket. Now if she can knock down the free throw, get some confidence going. She does have 7 rebounds. She's an integral part of this team.
Nails the first to Sembine. Looks like the Commodores and head coach Rooney Scoville will take a timeout. So just under a minute here gone in this second half. And again, Jake Mitchell, Dirk Dunbar here getting you set. And you know, the one thing I love about this time of year, especially a game like this, first place on the line, the crowds here at Raider Arena get bigger and bigger every week.
And louder.
and louder, absolutely. We've got the band with us, and we've had them for a couple games now. So as we continue to go down the home stretch and with a Raider team that is almost certainly going to make some noise in postseason play as well, the environment here in Niceville just heats up this time of year when it comes to basketball.
It is very exciting. And especially for the girls team with so much on the line here.
See Bart Walker there in the huddle. Giving some final instruction again.
He never stops, does he?
No,
It doesn't matter if we're up by 30 or what. He is going to coach to the very end.
Every time I glance over there, he's working a referee, he's working an assistant coach, or working a player about something.
Nice to see Fatu hit her free throws.
This is, in terms of coaching matchups too, I mean, you talk about Gulf Coast led by Rooney Scoville, who is a legendary basketball coach in this area, and the success she's had at Gulf Coast has been unparalleled. So part of the reason as you watch this game and see all the chess match qualities that it has, it's because you've got 2 of the best to coach on the sidelines, as Greg can't get that one up. Peoples now over to Pinto. 3-point lead early for the Raiders in this second half. Peyton working, decides not to. She kicks back out to Pinto. Pinto gonna take all the way. Pinto no good. Gets the rebound off the tip from Sembine, but
wow. Yeah, there's Bart working the ref again. I think he has a case there. That was all arm. They're letting them play both ways, though. I mean, it's a physical game, and they're letting them play.
kicks out. Sembine Kirkendall now. Peoples top of the key. As the shot clock expires, no good there. Commodores will try to counter. Farsi kicks up to Gregg. Desa Gregg takes all the way on Kirkendall. She had the size advantage, but can't get it to go there.
People's working in there.
People's top of the key. Guarded by Tatiana Jones, and Jones has 3 fouls. That's an important storyline in this game to keep an eye on. That matchup down low. Peyton pulls up. She's fouled, so she'll shoot 2. But yeah, like I mentioned, Tatiana Jones, 3 personal fouls, and she got them in quick succession in that first half. So going to be one of the more interesting parts of this game to keep an eye on.
And another reason to get that bounce pass into Raven with her on her back there. Bugatti comes in. My guess is she's going to be guarding Peoples now.
Yeah, we'll see.
To keep her from getting her 4th.
See what the defensive assignments are in this next possession, but
still perfect on the line.
I mean, even if they do take Jones off of Peoples, though, I mean, it's not like Shania Pinto or Fapu Sembine are easy to guard. So
true.
Wherever they put Jones, she's going to be at risk. She's just going to have to play smart here in the second half. That's what it comes down to, I think, for the Commodores. They go inside to Jones. Jones is going to take. She kicks back out to Farsi. 15 on the shot clock. Farsi back inside to Jones. Jones working on Peoples. No good. Great defense from Peoples there, but the Commodores regather. 4 on the shot clock. Farsi pulls up from the top. She's no good. Gathered by Shania Pinto, and the Raiders. Nice defense on that possession. Pinto taking all the way.
And 1, yes.
What a nice roll from Shania Pinto there.
And again, there you have Sembine getting the pass, getting the ball, setting the pick at the same time. Pinto knows what to do with it, doesn't she? She's got that long stretch finger roll that's very effective.
If you look at the stanchion, it looked like she shot that from about the Raider, where it says Raiders on at the bottom of the stanchion. It's just in all that mess down low, she's able to
free throws now. Oh no!
She's able to roll it up. Yeah, missed free throws are key for the Raiders here. That's something that they are not used to. So Slade kicks over to Bondu. She'll pull up. She's short. Gathered by Sembine.
That's her 8th board.
Good kicks to Peyton. Peyton bumped there on the kick to Sembine. Back to Peyton. Now Kirkendall. Now Pinto with the right wing. Pinto off the backboard.
We're even now. They had 1 first half, we had 1 this half.
Farsi driving on Kirkendall. Farsi.
That was good defense. Sorry.
Nice take by Farsi. She's able to draw that foul, so she'll shoot 2. 35-26 lead, so Raiders have extended this one out to a 9-point margin.
They're being more aggressive right now. They're pushing it up quicker, kicking the ball fast. I think the intensity's picked up, maybe a little confidence too.
Looks like number 12, Teresa De Silva, set to check in for the Raiders. She's the 5'8" guard out of London, England. She'll come in for Kirkendall, it appears. Indeed, Kirkendall will take a seat.
Seeing her first action. She's a good defensive player too.
Teresa De Silva, she was a big part of the blowout victory on Wednesday. Played a ton of minutes in that one. Sembine kicks over to Renisha Peyton. Peyton, nice pass, and the extra pass to Pinto in the corner. Beautiful. So Pinto connects from 3, and how about the Teresa De Silva substitution paying off immediately? What a great look from her.
Yes.
Tatiana Jones takes a block foul called there on.
That would have been number 4.
Shania Pinto.
hope RJ can get us a replay of that one.
That was a close one there. So Tatiana Jones will shoot free throws.
Jay, you're so nice to the refs. You didn't think that was a charge? Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Yep.
I've officiated at times in the past. I can't imagine officiating at this level, at the college level.
Yeah.
I've just tried to officiate during the summer, extra cash in high school, you know, little league games, and
you got a little empathy for it.
Even at that level, you're getting a ton of heat from
Yep.
from the fans or the parents. So I'm sympathetic. The only on Wednesday there were a couple instances with the officiating during the men's game where they weren't communicating to each other between the officials, and so you had a few moments where one official's, you know, setting everybody up for free throws, and another official's still over here talking to the scorers, and then there's confusion about how many free throws you're shooting. So in those situations, look, you have to compete as officials, or communicate. Excuse me.
Yeah.
As far as making a call here and there, look, I that one was close, certainly,
Yes.
but I understand how bang it is.
Right.
So.
And all you want is equity. You know, they're calling it fair both ways.
Yeah, look, I mean, if it's the NBA and, you know, your star's getting all the calls, as long as the star's getting all the calls both ways, then we're all on a level playing field, and that's really all you ask for, as long as we all know what's going on. And this officiating crew has been, I think, pretty solid tonight. There's been a few calls you could question, but that's always going to be the case.
That's true.
A 10-point
well, we got our
margin
double-digit lead.
15 minutes remaining, so if they can hold on to that 10-point margin that they have. Farsi tried to kick it into Tatiana Jones right there, and ball was
De Silva again.
Rejected out of bounds. Yeah, Teresa De Silva making an immediate impact on this one. That three in the corner was such a huge part of building up this margin right here, and it was De Silva who made that pass that set it up. So taking all the way is Desa Gregg right there. She'll draw the foul. Pinto on the call, so.
Nice three on her.
Whistle there. Laura Taylor checking in for Pinto.
Coach Walker did not want her to pick up her third.
Desa Gregg shooting her second. No good there. Rebound. It's Peoples that gathers it. Renisha Payton. She's looking up court. Now down low to De Silva. De Silva lost it. It was gathered by Hutchinson. Kicks up to Desa Gregg. She's got a wide open path, and she'll put that one in for two, cutting into that lead. Renisha Payton working. She finds Taylor, Laura Taylor, hanging out on that wing. Inside to Peoples, who beats Bondu. Bondu ended up on the ground. Peoples gets the two, and so now a 9-point lead.
It was a great entry pass. I can see more of those.
Yeah, it was a great entry pass there, and Peoples able to shake off Bondu down low. Bondu ended up on the floor, and Peoples, no one else within at least 10 feet, so she was able to get the two, and a 9-point margin. So 6 minutes, a little under 6 minutes into this second half. I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar as we check in with you from our broadcast position. A 9-point lead for the Raiders in a vital game, and you couldn't start off the second half any better than the Raiders just did.
No, and the intensity level was out, and the shooting percentage has gone up a little bit already. Let's hope we stick with it.
So far, I'd say if you identify, considering we got, you know, midway through the third quarter, getting close to the fourth, they've stretched out this double-digit lead, or, well, 9 now, but they're hanging out around that 10-point mark. To me, the three in the corner the Shania Pinto 3 that was assisted from Teresa Da Silva. To me, that's the key play in this one right now, just based on the fact that it sparked that run. And if the Raiders don't look back and hold on to this lead for the remainder of this one, to me, that's the key moment in the game.
Turning point, I agree.
4:25 remaining. We check in with you.
Momentum shifter right there.
Absolutely. We check in with you from right here at the broadcast booth. Jake Mitchell, Dirk Dunbar. Again, 4:25 remaining in this quarter, and a vital game for this Raider basketball team.
Really balanced scoring. We've taken the lead on the rebounds in this quarter, which is important.
Shania Pinto, 17 points. She's the game's leading scorer right now. 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, and surprising, Raven Peoples 9 points, but she hasn't been the offense's focal point in this one, but her just kind of existing has opened up paths for the rest of her teammates. So Raven Peoples whistled for the foul there as Jones goes up for a shot. So Jones wins.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. I think a lot of those drives that Pinto's been so successful with is because they're not going to drop off onto Peoples. So she's taking advantage of it and straight to the rack.
And Raven Peoples is first in the region and 8th nationally, shooting 64% from the field. So you can understand why this Commodore defense is so concerned with where she's at all times. A kick there to Renisha Payton. Pressure from the Commodores. Da Silva, she's made a few key plays. Top of the key is Sembian over to Payton. Payton back to Da Silva now.
They're lucky they didn't call a double dribble there.
10 on the shot clock. 5. Lost it, and Tiana Hutchinson bringing it back for the Commodores, but a nice play there by Payton.
Very nice.
No foul call, all ball, just stripped it away, and it'll remain with the Commodores, but still prevent an easy layup attempt right there.
It looked like it rolled off her leg. Again, bang, bang, but
Tatiana Jones working inside, so Tatiana Jones winning back-to-back possessions against Peoples down low. That after she sat out for so much of that first half with foul trouble.
That was a forceful hook shot right there.
And every time Jones scores a basket, there's a ton of emotion, and we know that battle down low is just heating up as the game has gone on, especially now that she's got 2 fouls to work with and about 13 minutes remaining in this game. Payton, the whistle there.
We're in the bonus. That's nice too, last 3 minutes.
Renisha Payton was set here. She nails the first.
All that backspin paid off.
Extends it to a 7-point margin, and off of the makes, Renisha Payton will take a seat. Gabby Salas checks in.
Renisha plays a lot of minutes, doesn't she? And as hard as she goes.
Renisha and Kirkendall both feels like they never leave the floor. They both on the bench at this moment, but this is a rare one. Yeah, great rebound by Peoples there. Salas regathers. Salas splits the defenders. Nice play, kicks to Sembian, so avoids disaster does Gabby Salas. A couple of opportunities for her to lose that basketball, and she held on to it. Over to Sembian. Sembian inside Salas, nice cut there. Gives to Da Silva. Da Silva rushed it a little bit there. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Tatiana Jones bringing it up in transition. Gives to Tiana Hutchinson, now over to Leah Farsi. Haven't called Farsi's name in a little while. We'll see if she's able to.
Been a couple of minutes on the bench.
Bondu from the left. Bondu no good. So after a 2 of 2 start from 3 in the first half, Bondu's missed a couple. Peoples overshoots it. Peoples working inside. Peoples gets the basket. So she collects. Extends this lead back out to 9 points. Bondu drives baseline. Naomi Bondu no good. Gathered the rebound did Sembine, and the Raiders will attack in the fast break. They've had a even 3-on-3 attack down, so they'll just set up in the half court and see what they can get here. Teresa Da Silva resetting the offense. Kicks Taylor left wing. Taylor gonna pump and drive. Taylor takes all the way, no good. But Peoples gathers the rebound, and Raven Peoples, the board, the putback, the 2, and now an 11-point lead.
Big buckets. That's when you want your big player to come through, right on time.
Doesn't get more timely than that to extend this lead back out to 11 from Raven Peoples. 101 and
well-deserved break. She needs it too.
Yeah, Peoples checks out. Vanessa Woodfolk checks in, and Peoples is one of the best players in the conference, and I think the best 5 that I've seen in all my chance to call conference play this year. But Vanessa Woodfolk is a more than adequate replacement from the bench. She's played really, really well when she's had to relieve Peoples, and
she would get a lot more minutes on other teams.
Oh yeah. Sure. So we'll see what Woodfolk and Jones do down low, breaking the presses.
They've done a really
Taylor
nice
there.
job of breaking that press, not turning it over.
And Salas patient. She doesn't force that wing 3, and instead the Raiders.
Sembine. She's really good and controlled against that press.
Taylor off the screen. Now Sembine, top of the key, over Salas. 6 on the shot clock. Sembine will pull up from the free throw line. Finds nothing there. Might have been a hand on it.
Oh, yeah, there was.
One second difference between the shot clock and game clock. How about Gregg there? Drawing the foul in between 2 Raiders. So with just 12.5 seconds remaining in this third quarter, she'll shoot 2.
She would have just stayed straight up. Gregg was forcing the issue, but we committed.
Daisa Gregg, the 6'2" sophomore out of Florence, South Carolina.
About to go into double figures.
It's been a tough night for Gregg in terms of percentages. She's got 8 points and
had to work for every one of them.
Yeah, 3 of 12 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. So Laura Taylor now back to Teresa Da Silva. 5 left in the quarter. 3. 2, Da Silva working. Da Silva finds nothing. She was trapped there by Naomi Bondu and Leah Farsi from the Commodores. So not able to get anything off there. And 47-39.
Picked up her dribble a little too early. And
so it looks like a 12-point margin here as we get set for the fourth quarter. Jake Mitchell, Dirk Dunbar, EmeraldCoastTV.com. We welcome you into this broadcast. Again, you can find us on both YouTube and Facebook, as well as the Roku app and the Fire Stick app. And to me, it feels like in watching the last minute or 2 of that quarter, looks like the Commodores are going to go pressure to try to eat into this margin now in this fourth quarter. They tried it a couple times down in the last few possessions and were effective in several of those possessions. So looks like we're going to see a lot of pressure from the Commodores in this final stanza.
I'm sure you're right. And 8 points can be really fast if we're not careful with the ball. But I like we often hit Sabine right in the middle. You have the two wings flashing each side, and one of those two is going to be open. And I think you need to punish that press. Never let up. If you've got a 3-on-2 break, you know, that's caused by pushing it up against the press, take advantage of it.
So 3 Raiders in double figures now. 17 for Shania Pinto, Raven Peoples with 13 points, and Renisha Payton 11 points. As far as the boards go, Sembean's actually the leading rebounder right now with 10. Raven Peoples has brought in 8, and a big part of that's got to be that Peoples has just had to battle this entire game, and Sembean's kind of cleaned up the boards in several of those situations. But the key late here, you look at the shooting percentages now, and we mentioned both teams were kind of jostling at 30% there for a big chunk of the game. The Raiders are now shooting 42%.
Right.
And the Commodores are now shooting 28%.
So they had 54% in that third quarter.
Right, so they shot well there in the third, but at the end of the day, the teams are kind of splitting. They were so close for so long, and then you kind of saw the split in that third quarter there where the Raiders outscored the Commodores by 9, and now they're shooting at a far higher clip than the Commodores as well.
Basketball is a series of runs, so if we can withstand their run and keep to our own, we'll be fine.
Desa Gregg, she's the forward center, one of the tallest players on the court, but she plays around the perimeter as well. Bondu pulls up from the right wing. Bondu no good, but this Commodore team has 2 wings that are capable of playing outside and shooting from the 3 in Bondu and Gregg. Taylor on the outside. Back to Kirkendall.
And Sembean with her 11th rebound.
Sembean just eating up those boards. Woodfolk in the corner. She'll pull up.
Oh,
She
nice.
is good. Vanessa Woodfolk. We said she was an adequate replacement for Peoples, but maybe that was underselling it a bit.
That's a pretty shot.
She can
That
shoot the
was
3
not
ball
an
as well.
accident. You're right.
Gregg counters from the wing but can't get it to go. Woodfolk gathers the rebound. So Vanessa Woodfolk putting her stamp on this one here early in the fourth quarter. Kirkendall left wing to Salas. Salas back to Kirkendall. Taylor in the corner. Taylor chose not to take that 3. Kirkendall setting up the offense. Screen from Taylor. Kick to Woodfolk in the corner. She'll pull up again. Vanessa Woodfolk just rolls out, but
right place at the right time. You've said that a couple times.
What even can you say? She just continues to clean up the boards. And wow, Naomi Bondu, a great play there, using her size, just forces her way inside, then uses the height to just drop that basketball in. Kennedy Kirkendall directing the offense. Woodfolk outside. Even that miss from Woodfolk was in the basket for a split second or two, so they want to get her the basketball again, perhaps. Sembean looks like she'll work. 4 on the shot clock. Gathers, takes up. Oh, no good there as Fapu Sembean, and Jones gathers the rebound, and they'll counter on the fast break. Desa Gregg there is good. So a timeout, a stoppage for the Commodores. 52-44 now is the score in this one, an 8-point margin. Just a couple minutes gone in that one, but a nice little run there for the Commodores. They get a couple baskets and make a couple stops.
Right when it looked like we were going to start maybe pushing away, but that's kind of what you expect from these 2 teams.
So Vanessa Woodfolk with the big 3 in the corner.
They're moving the ball well. Kirkendall's doing a great job of seeing the floor, running it, setting things up. She's a minor coach right out on the floor.
Woodfolk, the freshman out of Charlottesville, Virginia. So Raven Peoples, a sophomore, and this will be her last season here. And Woodfolk, I'm sure, is going to slide right into that role down low and,
I agree.
and just continue to be productive for this program. Whistle there. Blown on Desa Gregg. Raiders will inbound again. Kennedy Kirkendall set to inbound. Notice the basket in the corner there if you're just joining us. A shot clock malfunction on the basket down here as Jones grabs that one, a long pass, and Raiders. Desa Gregg no good from the corner. Shania Pinto. Now Kirkendall. Raiders going quick. They don't hesitate at all to respond in transition. Now they back up and reset things in the half court. Now Raven People, she's back in this one. Guarded by Jones up at the top of the key. Kicks to Pinto. 6 on the shot clock. Pinto gonna take all the way. She's no good. Gathered by Gregg. Desa Gregg. Now Tatiana Jones. She makes a nice move, but can't finish, and Raven Peoples gathers the rebound. Looked like Jones had a basket there, and just no good. Peoples gathers the rebound and limited that Commodore opportunity to just one.
Fortunate they didn't pick that one off.
This is about as tense as it gets if you're a Raider supporter here. 6:46, an 8-point lead, so you just got to hold on for under 7 more minutes of game time, and you got first place in the Panhandle Conference all to yourself. This is the biggest game of the year up to this point, and Raven Peoples is delivering.
Nice pass, too.
Nice defense there. Kennedy Kirkendall, or Renisha Payton it was, that was working on Gregg, and Kirkendall's the one that's bringing it up the floor for the Raiders now.
Payton is quick.
That's a Payton now. And Peoples. Now Salas inside
nice
Pinto.
Pass.
Pinto kicks to Payton. Payton extra pass. Now Peoples top of the key. Peoples gonna take it all the way. Hesitates, but can't get it in. Salas no good on the putback. And the Commodores will attack in transition. Gregg going up with it, and Desa Gregg with the easy layup there. Farsi with the dish, and Gregg with the big height advantage on Kirkendall there. So she's able to lay it in, and still an 8-point margin. So Raiders hanging
we missed
out.
A big opportunity there, didn't we? We had 2 wide open looks at it. 2 of our best shooters inside. And they end up in the transition. Yeah, a lot of nerves on the line right now.
Yeah, this is crunch time, and this is where the great teams are able to separate themselves. Can you hold on to that near 10-point lead as we play out the final 6 here in this one? And shooting continues to be in favor of the Raiders, shooting 40% on the game in this one, where the Commodores shooting just 30%. So an 11 percentile difference in this one, shooting-wise. And those 4 extra makes, mathematically, they perfectly add up to the difference in this game. So there's been several times where we've been able to look at the stats and kind of just pinpoint, early on it was that difference in points off turnovers, and now it's just, quite frankly, a difference in who's making their shots. And
I think rebounds, too.
The rebounding battle been huge. Kirkendall working on passes to Pinto. Peoples, the great look, but how about Naomi Bondu, the great defensive play? Peoples going to take it right back inside, draws the foul on Tatiana Jones, and is that her 4th? I believe that's her 4th foul.
Yes, it is.
So the 4th, on Tatiana Jones, and that is a huge one. So she's only got 1 foul left to work with for 5.5 minutes. And if If
All right,
Tatiana
Raven, knock
Jones,
this one down.
if Tatiana Jones is unable to go, that could go a long way towards the Raiders being able to take this one home. Nails both the free throws there, does Raven Peoples. Bondu in the corner. Bondu is good.
Yeah.
On target in the resistance from Peyton, not enough. Salas looking, she'll give to Pinto, who's gonna drive. Pinto give to Peoples. Peoples draws the foul there, and that one looked to be on Bugatti. So as far as the fouls go,
forcing that issue inside.
that should be the 5th.
Yep.
That is indeed the 5th on Fatou Bugatti. So she's out, and a key defensive piece for the Commodores out of this one now. So indeed, there's 4 on Tatiana, or yes, 4 on Tatiana Jones. Desa Gregg has 3, and then you've got 2 fouls apiece on Savannah Slade and Naomi Bondu. Bondu has been the 3-point shooter for this team, and
could come down to free throws again. It was a
now,
great move and pass.
Now a 7-point margin. I think over this last 5 minutes we may see a lot of that, because with the Commodores in foul trouble, I imagine you want to get it up there and give Peoples a chance to draw some fouls. No good there as Jones. Peoples grabs the rebound, so an empty possession for the Commodores. And something you pointed out early in this one, Raiders doing a lot of first rebounding in the sense of, you know, they're not letting the Commodores get second chance buckets or even put up second chance buckets. Sembe in the mid-range jumper. Sembe no good, just a little long there. So 440, an 8-point game. Leah Farsi takes, Leah Farsi kicks. Bondu intercepted by Renisha Payton. 3 on 2. Payton is gonna be patient, she's gonna hold up. They've been effective in the half court, so I guess the mentality here is to start eating as much clock as we can.
I think you're right. Makes sense, too.
Oh, nice play there. Tiana Hutchinson just comes in from behind. Jones has got a wide open court except for Kennedy Kirkendall. Jones no good, though. The defense caught up quick enough to frustrate the shot there, and Jones unable to convert in the fast break, so we're now under 4, and the Commodore offense has gotten a little cold. Renisha Payton from the right wing and makes this an 11-point game, and that could have been the most important 3-ball of the game right here.
I am so proud of her for taking that shot, too. She could have pulled it out, set it up, used the clock, but she was confident. She's already hit the 3, and that was a big one for sure.
So at 2 huge pivotal moments of this game, it was a Shania Pinto 3 in the corner that extended the lead and kept the Commodores out of reach. And right there, it's a Renisha Payton 3 that makes it an 11-point game with 3:46 remaining to go. So
I think Raven Peoples 2 buckets in a row underneath, too. One was hard fought for a rebound, put it up strong, and then she got fouled twice, too, by forcing the issue. We got Bugatti out of the game because of it. So things are looking good right now, but you sure don't want to rest on your laurels. Not against this club. And you're right, not with this coach. He's a genius.
.346 remaining, and the Commodores, thing about this team is they've got the ability to pull out the 3-ball, and they've been cold for a little while, so they're due to heat up and hit some 3s. Desa Gregg, no good there. You got to hope that they can stay cold for just another 3 minutes. Payton on the corner. You've got Peoples on Farsi, the point guard down low. Imagine that's the mismatch you want to attack, right?
Right.
Working it around the wing, though. Pinto going to take all the way inside. She draws a foul, so still a net positive on that possession.
And it took a few more seconds off the clock, too. Well, she's going to rack really well tonight.
She really is.
And she does that consistently, but I think tonight is about as... And maybe because they've been focusing on Peoples on the defensive side, so It's opened up the lane for her more than usual. But I like the even scoring by the Raiders. That's always a good sign.
All right, so we had the whistle there on the foul, so we should be getting set to shoot a couple free throws, but we also had a technical foul called on number 30, Tatiana Jones. And that, I believe that eliminates her from this one. So that's her 5th. And, you know, we mentioned that this battle all game long, Tatiana Jones down low has been, it's been a physical battle, and it's been an emotional battle, because every time we've seen her fight Raven Peoples for a basket or for a rebound and put it back up and get the 2, she has been fired up. So the technical there, she just...
minute of the game, you noticed the drawing. You even mentioned that this is going to be a battle, and it has been.
So,
and I like how Peoples has responded. She only had 2 shots in the first quarter, and
so we got 2 shots for the common foul. Then we're going 2 shots for the technical. Then we're going to go immediate timeout. Then come back to Northwest ball to beat the line. Awesome. Okay.
Thanks.
So the official giving us the word there. You got 2 shots for the common foul, 2 shots for the tech, and then we'll take a media timeout here. So Renisha Payton nails the first. Nails that one.
You gotta like that shot.
So a timeout there. And again, 3:15 remaining, a media timeout there. So the common foul as well as the tech that stacks up on the Commodores there. And now, man, a 14-point ball game. So out of nowhere, the Raiders, just a couple big plays and really a couple key mistakes from Gulf Coast that put this lead at a big one now.
And plus, they've only had 1 shot. You've gotten the rebound, pushed it out, taken advantage of the open shots, but then pulled it back out. A very intelligent basketball.
So we welcome you into our broadcast position, and I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar. As we 3:15 remaining in this one, 63-49 is our score, and can't overstress the importance of this one here. First place in the conference is at stake here as we just the first game of our doubleheader, and this one is so tense and so important. It's tough to imagine. We've got another one coming up here. Another 40 minutes of Raider basketball and Panhandle Conference basketball here from Raider Arena in Niceville, Florida.
So Pinto and Peoples with 18 each. Peyton with 16. We've done a great job on the boards.
How about 43% from behind the arc are the Raiders right now? 6 of 14, so it's been some key threes, including Renisha Payton, 3 of 5 from behind the line. Shania Pinto, 2 of 3. Vanessa Woodfolk, 1 of 2. So you've got a few players 0 for 1. Laura Taylor 0 for 2 from behind the line. But ultimately, this team is making most of their 3-point shots.
Especially in the second half.
And that's paying off. That's why they've got a 14-point lead.
Right.
Kennedy Kirkendall working on Leah Farsi. It was Leah Farsi.
They doubled her. She dribbled through it. There she is again.
Speaking of dribbling through it, how about Shania Pinto just splitting the defense, taking it and having her way there.
It was a very athletic move.
Desa Gregg puts a nice move, but Fatu Sembine, they're straight up, but she's whistled for the foul there, so Gregg does a good job to draw the foul and shoot 2 and look to cut into this lead.
I don't know about you, Jay, but I did not see us being this far ahead. We can almost take a deep breath with a few minutes to go.
Indeed, in such a huge game, it's always able to breathe a little sigh of relief, but considering how good this team is, you can't celebrate till it's over. And here's a turnover, and here's a chance for the Commodores to get another basket. Bondu. Oh, I believe that was whistled on Shania Pintu.
No, they call it charge.
Yeah, whistle on Leah Farsi, excuse me there. So a charge call and a huge play there by the Raiders. So Pintu finds Peoples, a great pass there. Peoples was covered by 2, but Renisha Payton grabs the rebound there. So now a chance to kill more of that shot clock. Sembine is doubled in a timeout.
Smart timeout.
Yeah, Bondu and Gregg. Great play there to tie up the Raiders. So 14-point game, 2:07 remaining as we continue to play through this one, and the Commodores trying to lengthen this game as much as possible. 2:07, a 14-point game. It's not completely over yet. The Raiders are firmly in control, but if you're the Commodores, what are the keys in a situation like this to cutting into a deficit as quick as you can?
Every ball you look to steal, and if you don't get the steal, you foul. You stop the clock as much as you can, and then you push it, and you have to spread out and get threes up. Everybody crashes the boards.
2:07. Inbound to Peoples. So 8 on the shot clock. Loses it, does Kirkendall. Gathered by Savannah Slade, and Tiana Hutchinson will push it up for the Commodores. She'll take all the way, puts a move on Payton, but Renisha Payton. Talk about the nice defensive play.
Did they call a foul on that? Yes,
I believe they did, so never mind.
Looked like all ball, but they had a better look than we did.
Oh, did get a little bit of the wrist there. You see it on the whistle there, but Hutchinson misses the first. And well, if you subscribe to the ball don't lie theory, as I've said before, then no, misses both. Raiders get a break there, but Bondu nails the 3, so ended up an even better possession for the Commodores. Instead of getting 2, they get 3.
Nonchalant at all, not for a second. We expect to get that rebound, and if you don't forcefully box out and grab it.
11-point game now, Raiders.
Bart's letting her know it too.
Raiders in the lead.
He's a big right here.
Looking to put this one away. They're 19 of 24 today from the free throw line. Both teams shooting quite a few free throws. Renisha Payton nails that one.
I think she's 7 out of 8, Renisha.
Heard a shout from the Raider bench. Believe it was assistant coach Zach Banks who said, "No threes. You can allow the 2s at this point, but it's the 3-pointers that are gonna eat into a lead." And Kirkendall picks it off there. So
makes the blocks, makes the steal. Yeah, good call.
Travel call there, you see the replay, and it would have been Sembine that finished up on that one. Slade and Peoples on that one both ended up on the ground on the Commodore side of the floor and didn't follow the play, but they look to be moving okay now. So Bondu from the corner. Bondu is good. So they said no 3s, but Raiders allow a 3 there. All of a sudden it's an 8-point ball game with a minute left, and you heard the coaching staff.
All the coaches.
Yeah.
They're up in arms right now because, and especially because she just hit a big 3 before that, and we knew she was going to try it again. Really want to deny her the ball at this point. Carson's not shooting the 3s. There's just a couple players out there, Greg and Bondu.
Bondu now 5 of 9 from behind the three-point line. And we remind you with a minute, 1 second remaining in this one that we've got the second game of our doubleheader coming up here shortly. I glance over to the tunnel here and see Butch Pierre and his staff watching the end of this women's game as they get ready to play their game, and the men looking for
certainly need to protect the ball now.
A big win tonight in the second game. Yeah, protect the ball, under a minute now. Up ahead to Peoples. Peoples, now Sembine, now Peyton.
Go to the basket. You got a break there.
So they chased it down, but unable to.
You still got to play offense. You
Yeah.
cannot get yourself hemmed in by the half-court line. Get an opportunity to get a layup, take it.
So Gulf Coast unable to complete the turnover there, and a kick ball there by Desa Gregg. So ball remains with the Raiders. 44.7 on the clock, and you see that extra basket in the corner. Some shot clock issues with the basket on the court. So just a shot clock thrown in the corner there with the extra basket. Always nice to have an extra backboard hanging out, right?
Oh.
A whistle there on number 2, Fatu Sembine. So Commodores now gain possession. Rooney Scoville, you see there coaching up Naomi Bondu, and Rooney Scoville has been one of the most successful coaches in this sport. She's had unparalleled success here at Gulf Coast, and looking to see if she can get another win here. They're 8 points away from it. A whistle there on number 10, Shania Pintu. So crowd does not like it one bit.
At least they're not in the bonus, but the next one they are.
Commodores, all credit here, even if they don't come away with the win, they are not going away without a fight. They are making the end of this game as tough as possible, but then they turn it over. Shania Pintu takes it all the way, makes it a 10-point game once again with just under 40 seconds remaining. So a massive play there from Shania Pintu that could have been the nail in the coffin. So 7 points now is the margin, 30.9 remaining. And
she's hit 3 in a row.
Naomi Bondu now 6 of 10, so 60%, and 3 huge threes.
Start, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the thing about Gulf Coast that makes them so tough to play, is it's Naomi Bondu and Desa Gregg that are taking threes, and Naomi Bondu 6'2", Desa Gregg 6'2", both players that play down low a lot, but they're versatile. They're able to kick outside and hit those threes, and that's kind of the new norm in the sport of basketball, but still so tough to play a big man that's able to hit that three as well, especially when you got 2 of them.
Yeah. So Greg hasn't been as successful tonight, but Bondu's made up for her.
And yeah, still taking them, and still a threat that you have to be mindful of. So
yeah, she's put up 11 of them.
That's kind of I call it the Giannis theory, which is you just got to be good enough to hit the three occasionally, so that the opponent has to respect it. You know, you can be so good at every part of your game, but when you can just shoot at least 30% from the three-point line, it just makes the opponent be mindful of it. So that's the key with Gregg, is she's gotten some space tonight, because even though she's not shooting the 3-ball well, she's got enough of the threat of the three there.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Raven Peoples, no good on the first, so a rare miss there from Peoples. She's now 6 of 8 from the line.
It's a big one right here.
28.7 seconds away from sole possession of first place in the Panhandle Conference. A big free throw make there to make this one 8 points. No shot clock. We're under 30 now. Bondu pulls up from 3 again, but Bondu can't hit it, but she's fouled, and looks like the whistle on Sembine. Indeed, the official signals number 2, so foul on Sembine there. And again, the Commodores making this one as tough as possible to put away.
Unbelievable. That's how you know them, though. That was pretty smart on her part. She put her right leg out there and almost kicked Sembine and fell down and got the call.
That is a move that has become such a big part of the sport in the last couple years.
Reggie Miller back in the day.
Yeah. Well, every generation it feels like there's a guy that brings it back and repopularizes it. So last year and the year before that, it's been James Harden kind of.
Right. So that's a lane violation, so the free throw did not count the third.
Whistle there with 18.9 on Renisha Payton, so she'll shoot 2 at a 6-point game now, so not completely out of reach, but if she hits these 2, then just continue to keep it.
Possession game, yep.
Yeah, continue to keep it right out of reach there. But no, you mentioned Reggie. I think every generation has a different guy that invented the same thing that's just been done forever.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
There will be a guy in 20 years that everyone says, look, he's kicking his leg out. Back in my day, it was the James Harden. So she hits the first one there. 70-64.
Harden's got a couple of his own tricks.
Yeah.
He's one that.
Well, and they're not playing a guy over 6'6" now. That's so weird to watch. The first one, or the second one, excuse me, goes in there. 7-point game. Hutchinson working up. Kicks over to Bondu. Bondu pulls up from the wing. Bondu good again. Naomi Bondu will not go away without a fight. 10 seconds remaining. 4-point game now. How about this?
Pressure, and the way they got her the game. She's got a smile. That's something special. That really is.
I mean, how about this? Naomi Bondu has hit 3 out of the last 4 free throws, and the 4th one, the one that she didn't make, was one that she drew 3 foul shots on.
Yeah.
So Naomi Bondu has accounted for, I believe, 12 points in a row.
Yeah.
All on 3-point shots, and she's got the Commodores within 5 points with 10.2 left. So, I mean, she's brought it within. Peoples had a chance to, and there it is. Shania Pinto officially, I believe, puts the nail in the coffin there, and then it's almost picked off by Renisha Payton, and Greg regathers, hits a short corner jumper there to end this one, but how about that? So a huge win. The Northwest Florida State Raiders now have sole possession of first place in the Panhandle Conference with a 6-3 record.
Well, we're lucky we took that lead because it did not last.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen an ending of a game quite like that. You see the team trailing by 10 or more that hits a 3 or 2 to maybe extend things a little bit, but the Raiders entered the last 5 minutes with a double-digit lead, and Naomi Bondu hits 4 straight threes to just chip away at that lead. So not to be lost, though, in that crazy ending is the fact that the Raiders, they're now in first place. This is now the best team in the Panhandle Conference, and this is now a team that controls their own destiny. So, you know, they need to win out. They've still got a matchup with Chipola, Tallahassee, and Pensacola. So 3 games left that they have to win out on. And as the men come out and we get set for game 2 of our doubleheader here in just a little while, Dirk, some final takeaways on that win for the Raider women, and not only the importance of it, but just how they got it done.
Well, I think they followed Bart Walker's game plan really well. They started off a little slow on the defensive boards, boxing out, and then they stuck with it. We ended up out-rebounding them by, I think, by about 7. I'm not sure.
12 rebound advantage for the Raiders.
Yeah,
so.
I knew it was, we picked it up, and that was, to me, a big part of the win.
So,
and we improved our shooting, too. The efficiency and the intensity. But it was needless to say, a momentous win.
Absolutely.
Well played.
Absolutely. So between Fapu Sembine and Raven Peoples, 24 boards just between those two players. So a huge game for them. Shania Pinto, 25 points. Raven Peoples and Renisha Payton, both 19 points. Renisha Payton was 3 of 5 from behind the three-point line. She was great. So game one of our doubleheader in the books. The women with a massive win, and they're now in sole possession of first place in the Panhandle Conference. We get set for our second game, a Raider men team looking for their first conference victory. I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar. We'll be back with you shortly. We want to remind you that you can find us Emerald Coast TV at emeraldcoasttv.com, as well as on YouTube and on Facebook. Search Emerald Coast TV and you'll find us there, as well as the Roku and the Fire TV apps. So for all your Raider basketball action, those are and all your Emerald Coast TV sports and talk and everything in between, you can join us there. So a huge win there for the Raider women, and we get set for game two of our doubleheader here in just a few minutes. We'll be back with you shortly. I'm Jake Mitchell. He's Dirk Dunbar, and this is Panhandle Conference basketball on Emerald Coast TV.